Good evening. Welcome to Thai PBS English News Service. Tonight you're with me, Rungtip Chonapalai. This morning a fire broke out at the Bangchak Refinery in Bangkok, Sukhumvit Soi 64. The Bangkok Metropolitan Administration has ordered the schools located near to the refinery to close for 2 days, while the Industry Ministry has ordered the Bangchak company to consider buying the area surrounding the refinery to create a buffer zone. Eng.News, the oil firm's president, has officially closed the refinery for 1 week to investigate the cause of the fire. He expected the repair work will be completed in 1 month, while insisting that the company has no plans to move to the refinery to another location, as it would cost at least 10 billion baht. Meanwhile, officials from the Pollution Control Department conducted a field survey over a 7 kilometers radius around the plant. They have found no oil contamination in the refinery's drainage system, which flows into the local canal. The department also urged people wear a mask and not to use their air conditioning to protect themselves from residual toxins in the air. The Bangkok Metropolitan Administration also ordered schools located nearby the Bangchak refinery to close for 2 days. The Industry Minister has assigned the Bangchak firm's president to closely monitor the environment in the area, especially the water discharge from the company's wastewater system. Additionally, he suggested the company consider buying the land surrounding the refinery to create a buffer zone separating the refinery from the residential area. Furthermore, the Energy Ministry has instructed other oil companies to increase production of every type of oil and has allowed companies which receive oil from the Bangchak company to use reserves or to import oil from other countries to avoid possible supply shortages caused by the fire at the Bangchak oil refinery. Initially, the Bangchak company estimated that this accident will cost between 500 and 600 million baht. Tomorrow, the Constitution Court will allow 15 witnesses to testify on the Charter Amendment Bill starting at 9 a.m. Meanwhile, some political activists, both those supporting and opposing the Charter Amendment, will start political rallies. Here's more.
Today, Sombat Bunyam Anong, a research activist, led the Red Sunday group or กลุ่มวันอาทิตย์สีแดง in a symbolic activity to give a red card bearing the word bias to the Constitution Court judges to express their dissatisfaction with the court. Meanwhile, the group of political activists who call themselves the People's Liberation Army for Democracy or กองทัพปลดแอกประชาชนเพื่อประชาธิปไตย has come in front of the Constitution Court to show support for the court, adding that they will be staying there for 3 days or until the end of the court's inquiry process, which is on Friday. After the Constitution Court held a discussion over the framework for investigating upon whether the Constitution Amendment process violates the Thai democratic system with a king as head of state, the court spokesman revealed that the court will hear from 7 complainants who claim that the Charter Amendment is an attempt to overthrow the royal institution, including General Somjet Buntanom, วิรัต กัลยาสิริ วันธงชัย ชำนาญกิจ วรินทร์ เทียมจรัส บวร ยสินทร เดชอุดมไกรฤทธิ์ and สุรพล นิติไกรพจน์ Meanwhile, the list of 8 pro-amendment witnesses includes วัฒนา เซ็งไพเราะ สมศักดิ์ เกียรติสุรนนท์ วรวัฒน์ เอื้อพิญญกุล ยงยุทธ วิชัยดิษฐ์ สามารถ แก้วมีชัย ชุมพล ศิลปะอาชา พระดอน ปริศนา นันทกุล อุดมเดช รัตนเสถียร and โพคิน พลกุล
The insurance companies for the wrecked tour bus which overturned yesterday in Surat Thani province will be making compensation payments of 700,000 baht to the families of each deceased victim, while every wounded passenger will receive 550,000 baht in compensation. Executives of the transport company visited the scene of accident today and handed out compensation to injured at Surat Thani Hospital. Today, Wuthichai Kalyanamit, CEO of the transport company, visited 12 wounded passengers, including 4 Thais and 8 foreigners, at Surathani Hospital. The victims were on the Bangkok-Kop Phangan line tour bus yesterday when the vehicle crashed into an electricity pole and overturned. The accident also killed 10 passengers. 2 of the dead were from India and the rest were Thais. Doctors have already allowed some wounded victims to return home. During his visit, the CEO also handed out 30,000 baht to the family of each fatality to recover the cost of transporting the body back home, while those injured received 10,000 baht each. Meanwhile, an agent from the ThaiPBS Eng.News insurance company, which insured the overturned tour bus, noted that family members of the deceased are entitled to up to 700,000 baht in compensation, while those injured get up to 550,000 baht, including additional compensation of about 2,000 baht per week for a maximum of 52 weeks. The insurance company has already transferred 400,000 baht to each family of 4 fatalities, and the rest are in the payment process. Compensation will be the same both Thai and foreign victims. Relatives of the 8 deceased have already picked up the remains, leaving 2 others, who are a male Indian tourist and unidentified woman. Still, the cause of the accident has not been determined, although the authorities presume that it might have been caused by the driver's carelessness or a tire explosion. Economy-related ministers have ordered state financial institutions to hand out loans at low interest rates to assist business operators who are adversely affected by the Eurozone debt crisis. The minister also encouraged Thai exporters to mitigate the impact by increasing their exports to countries that are not currently facing economic problems.
As the meeting between economy-related ministers today, all state financial institutions have been asked to give out a total of 100 billion baht in soft loans to business operators who are being affected by the prolonged Eurozone debt crisis. In addition, the Export-Import Bank of Thailand, or Exim Bank, has been assigned to ensure export activities to the tune of 40 billion baht to increase the liquidity of export businesses, particularly industries that are now experiencing a slowdown, such as textiles and garments, gems and jewelry, and electronics. Meanwhile, export companies have been encouraged to expand their markets to territories that are not facing major economic problems, such as those in ASEAN, East Asia, and the Middle East. Economy-related ministers have also asked for an appropriate Thai currency exchange rate of 31 baht to $1 to be maintained, and the stability of retail oil prices through the use of the State Oil Fund, so that commodity prices remained unaffected. Additionally, the agriculture minister has been assigned to monitor the price of rubber closely and to negotiate with major rubber exporting countries, including Indonesia, Malaysia, and Vietnam, to determine an appropriate rubber price. The price of rubber took a hit from the Eurozone debt crisis, but has now returned to an upward trend.
Earlier, I spoke with Dr. Kirida Palpichit, senior economist at the World Bank, who pointed out that Thai economic growth is only forecast to reach 4.5% due to the sluggish world economic situation. Furthermore, the Eurozone debt crisis will remain a risk factor as the problem has now spread to Spain and Italy. Here's more.
Impact, but also through the indirect channels on Thai exports. So that would definitely impact Thai exports this year and next year as well. However, the infrastructure investments that the government has in plan will actually help stimulate the Thai economy, because not only that, money will be injected into the economy, but also it helps boost confidence. It also helps, build an investment climate such that Thailand will have a better infrastructure and will be able to support future growth as well.
Well, we talked about the growth, the future growth, but ASEAN is coming up, ASEAN is on the corners. Have we prepared ourselves enough?
I think we are starting to prepare for the AEC 2015. Both the public sector and the private sector have been, pretty much, preparing themselves. However, of course, there's more to be done. There's more understanding to be built around what will be the actual implementation of the AEC 2015 and what will be the actual impact of the AEC 2015. I think one of the reasons why people are still not, fully prepared is because they're not really sure what will happen in January 1st, 2015, because the ASEAN Economic Community has many agreements, but we're not sure how many of those will be actually effective on January 1st, 2015. So that might be one of the reasons why the private sector is not fully prepared. But at the same time, I would think that if there are uncertainties, it's always good to be safer than sorry.
Don Muang Airport will be officially reopened to accommodate budget carriers on August 1st, 2 months earlier than previously planned. Economy ministers made the decision hoping that Bangkok's second airport will help ease air traffic at the congested Suvarnabhumi International Airport and become another important source of revenue. This morning, the meeting of economy-related ministers decided to resume full commercial aviation services at Don Muang Airport on August 1st, instead of on October 1st, as earlier planned. It is expected that the reopening will significantly boost tourism. Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister Kittirat Naranong said that a workshop of public-private sector collaboration will be held at the end of this week to find measures to promote tourism, which is a part of the government's plan for tackling the possible effects of the Eurozone crisis. Airports of Thailand PLC or AOT are targeting 14 low-cost airlines for the move back to Don Muang. At the moment, however, only a few budget carriers have agreed to the call for their return. As for the Thai Airways, it was made clear that the company will not relocate its flight operations to Bangkok's old airport. This includes the new Thai Smile service, the Thai Airways international subsidiary that is due for imminent launch. Today saw Myanmar's parliament reconvene while the amendment of several laws on the agenda, including changes to the labor law, foreign investment law, education law, and private schools law. Here's more from Hugh Adams.
Hundreds of Myanmar's parliamentary representatives gathered at the parliament in Naypyidaw, the capital, 320 kilometers north of Yangon. Local media said the proposed changes in the foreign investment law are aimed at drawing in more foreign investment. The pace of change in Myanmar, already dramatic, looks set to accelerate after Thein Sein, a former general, announced on June the 19th a second wave of reforms that aim to triple the size of the economy in 5 years and modernize a backward state where a third of the population live below the poverty line. However, some MPs said Myanmar needs to have directly elected members of parliament representing the people. Currently, the majority of seats in Myanmar's parliament are still held by military leaders. Nobel laureate Aung San Suu Kyi did not show up for the parliamentary meeting today. Her party, the National League for Democracy, said she needed to rest after her 17-day European tour that ended just this last weekend. Hugh Adams, Thai PBS.
Thank you, Kun Hugh. As Beijing Olympic champion Papawadi Jalaratanat Tharagun's path is to final round of the Olympic qualification tournament is still uncertain. The Thai Amateur Weightlifting Association has taken 9 weightlifters to pay respect at the temple of the Emerald Buddha or Wat Phra and go to the city pillar shrine to lift their spirits. Major General Intarat Yod Bang Tey, chairman of Thai Amateur Weightlifting Association, expressed his concern about the Olympic qualification tournament because he has to delist 2 competitors, a male and a female. Meanwhile, Papawadi, Beijing Olympic champion in 2008, revealed that she is not sure whether she will make it to the Olympic final, as the Thai Amateur Weightlifting Association has dropped 1 female weightlifter. The Thai people hope that Papawadi will become a 2-time Olympic champion in weightlifting after Manat Bunjamnong. Papawadi refusal to comment on the issue. The list of the qualified Thai weightlifters for the London Olympics will be announced on July 9th. And that wraps up tonight's editions of Thai PBS English News Service. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Rung Tip Chonapalai. Sawadee ka.